All right. Hi, everybody. Oh, good to see you all. Good. Okay. So, welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about inner openings or perceptual shifts. So, this is a continuation of what we've been doing. So, if you've been watching these videos, you know that we've been in a process. I've talked about that quite a bit as we're moving into new states of being. So, this piece today is about opening up to the perceptual shifts, and this can sometimes be the hardest part of moving into new states. We're opening up to those perceptual shifts so that we're fully embodying them. So we'll talk more about that when we get there. This is weekly energy balancing class. I'm Paige Apgar. I'm an energy medicine practitioner and a channel. You can find out more about me at soulslightenergyhealing.com. That link is in the description below. There's also a link to join my email list. So if you are interested in these classes, if you're interested in these topics, you'd like to know more, join my email list because I send out weekly information, tips, and all kinds of stuff about what's going on with the energy and latest updates. So, really quickly, I also have an announcement today at 4 o'clock. I'll be holding a channeled meditation here on YouTube, so you can come back for that if you're available then. You can always watch that recording after the fact also. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get underway. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. I really appreciate it. It really helps. Okay, we're going to start as usual on the cheekbones for stomach meridian. So you're right here, just under the eyes. This is the beginning of the stomach meridian, and we're tapping. So we always breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we'll take our time now to work with our grounding and kind of bring ourselves into the present moment with our practice. So let's start bringing the attention and awareness to the breath. And stomach meridian runs straight down the front of your legs, straight down the front of the body and down the legs. And it helps to ground us. You might consider that as you're tapping here. See what you notice. The more you do this work and the more that you bring, the more body awareness you bring to it in the moment, the more you're going to notice those shifts in the flow of energy. And do remember it's subtle. It's a very subtle, subtle sensation. Usually, not always, but usually. So hi to everybody who's here. Good to see you all. Someone from the Insight Timer. Hi, Sandy. And of course, I do have the Insight Timer class Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. You can always go there and watch those. You don't have to. It's a free class as well. I think you have to create a login, I believe, in order to stay in the room, and definitely in order to comment. Okay, now let's bring that down to the K27s. This is the point just under the inner edge of your collarbone right here. So you're going to tap there, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're bringing up the energy of the kidney line. That starts right at the bottom of your foot. Wellspring of life. And these are good solid taps. Now let's start thinking about grounding. So we're going to send the energy out through the bottoms of the feet on the exhale and bring it back up through the bottoms of the feet on the inhale. And again, body awareness, see what you notice as you start to do this. Allowing yourself to settle in here. And you can do this seated. I had a question, I don't remember if that was here or on the Insight Timer, about grounding while seated. You can absolutely do your grounding while seated. Okay, now we're going to come to the thymus gland at the center of the sternum. So we're stimulating the thymus gland by tapping here, good solid taps. And let's bring the attention to the little toes, the pinky toes. So we're going to send the energy out the little toe on the exhale and back up through the bottoms of the feet on the inhale. If you're watching this after the fact, please do post your questions and comments. I will get back to you. And thank you to everyone who's been commenting. I've been enjoying reading those comments. Some of you are feeling a lot happening in your system. It's always nice. I think that it's exciting for people, when they first start to feel things. So, and that's not to say that you're all just starting to feel things, but I know some of you are. So that's it's always exciting. Okay, now let's come down to under the breast for the spleen neurolymphatic. You can tap or rub. Hey, Pern and Rhonda, good to see you all. Bring that awareness to the little toe. Make sure that you take the time that you need. Okay, now let's come to the side of the body for the spleen 21 point. You're about one hand width under the armpit, right on the side of the body. And we're going to turn the attention to the tailbone now. So send the energy out through the tip of the tailbone down into the earth. We always want to go about 15 feet into the earth with these or more. Good solid grounding. Letting go of the old and bringing in fresh energy. So go ahead and let's take a couple more breaths to release anything that you're ready to let go of, especially as you're thinking about old patterns. That feels really good, doesn't it? Could do that for a while. Okay. Hi, Allie. Good to see you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move into our spleen flush. So we're starting right here at spleen 21. We're going to inhale up, exhale down the spleen line. So you're going inside the hips, in front of the knees, in front of the ankle, and off the big toe. And then we'll inhale back up, all the way up that line and off spleen 21. We'll do that 2 more times. Okay, good. I think today we're going to do the grid crossover. Just feels like that's the right thing. So the grid system, again, is the deepest system in the body. And when we do this version of the crossover, we're helping to stabilize that grid. So also, of course, thinking about big shifts and changes, bringing stability into the grid as you shift is it's very helpful. So we're going to start with your arm across your body. It doesn't matter which side you start on. You're going to grab your shoulder, take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull straight down and off. And then switch into the other side. So my hand is on the opposite hip. 3 on each side. And bring some awareness into this process. So awareness to your hand and the movement. Okay, now you're going to turn the palms up and you're going to inhale up the inside of the arm, the shoulder, exhale to the opposite hip and off. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. 3 times each side. Okay, now let's hold the palms towards the floor and take a couple breaths here. This is another grounding posture to settle in that cross pattern. Feel into it. Okay, now we're going to move into our wing cook. I'll grab my stool, so find somewhere to sit. And you can do a standing version. I don't do that here just because it's hard to hold it for as long as I like to do the wing cook. All right, so we're starting with the left foot on the right knee. The right hand is on the ankle. Left hand grabs the bottom of the foot, and then you're going to stay here. Now, if that doesn't work for your joints, you can do this modification. Left foot is over the right foot, so ankles are crossed. Hands come in front of you back to back. Left hand comes up, palms together, fingers interlace, and turn it in. And then when we switch sides, put the other foot on top, other hand on top, and turn it in there. Okay? So let's settle in here. This is my favorite part. I think this is a lot of people's favorite part. So we're going to really let ourselves sink in here. Bringing your awareness to your breath first. And you want to pull up on the inhale. Really pulling up through the center of the body. Exhale, relax down. And feel that grounding. Feel your foot on the floor. Feel your hands. Bringing yourself completely into this moment and into body awareness. And just observe what you notice when you do that. What changes for you? Remember, this isn't a stiff posture. Your body's relaxed. If you feel like you're getting pulled into concerns or situations that are going on, just thinking about things, overthinking, bring yourself back to your breath. Bring all of your attention to your breath. Just feel that inner alignment. Okay, let's switch sides. Same thing on the other side. Right foot is on the left knee, left hand's on the ankle, right hand grabs the bottom of the foot. Hold and breathe. Let's give some thought here to these new states that we're stepping into and really bring in your vision, feeling into this new way of being and make it as good as it can be. Make it as vibrant. You want to feel it, smell it, taste it, hear it, bring it alive. Now it's nice to think about breathing life into a vision as you breathe. Opening up to the shifts that need to happen to really put yourself there. So set that intention for yourself to stay open and allow. Okay, let's bring that foot down, bring the fingertips together and the thumbs to the brow. Take 2 deep breaths. Okay, bring the fingers to the center of your forehead, push in, pull apart and down the sides of the face. Let your hands rest in your lap and just observe how you feel. And there's a question there about what you should be feeling or should expect. There really isn't any should in terms of how your energy is going to move and what you're going to experience. And that's going to be different for everyone. And that's because everyone's system is holding different patterns. So when the energy moves in you from one exercise, it could feel completely different in your body than it does to someone else. And as far as just general observations about the movement of energy, you can tune into subtle sensation, Certainly any emotion that comes up. Um, you can notice softening in the body, yawning, sighs. All of those things are indications of energy moving and coming into alignment. Okay, now we're going to come back up to the hairline for the crown pull. Let's push in on the inhale. Pull out an inch to either side on the exhale. This is nice firm pressure. We're going to move across the top of the head, opening the crown chakra, down the back of the head, and all the way down the back of the neck without putting pressure directly on the spine. And when you get to your shoulders, squeeze and take a deep breath in. Exhale and drag to the front and release. I'm going to stand up for our neurolymphatics today. So let's begin under the breasts with the stomach and liver lines. So we've got liver on the right side, stomach on the left. This is a band under each breast. Just go ahead and dig in there. And I'm just going to start randomly choose neurolymphatics to work on. If you would like to work on different ones for yourself, go right ahead. If there's something that you know you need, or some meridian that usually needs a boost, neurolymphatics are a great way to work with those. Okay, let's come down now to the navel and go an inch to either side of your navel for the bladder point. Good, solid rub. Now move up an inch for the adrenal point, triple warmer and adrenals. And up another inch for the kidney point. And I'm going to come to the deltoids now for kidney as well. So just on top of the deltoids, this line. And you are using good pressure here, both sides. All right, so now let's move to the back side of the body. You're going to find your navel, travel around to the back, rub on either side of the spine there, just opposite your navel. This is the Mingmen point. So you're stimulating this point, and we're also going to kind of stretch it and pull it to help that energy move. You can move up just a little bit as far as you can comfortably reach. We have neurolymphatic points along the spine on both sides. You can come back down and move across the top of the sacrum. And I'm just digging in with my knuckles here. And you can go all the way over the sacrum. This is all pericardium, circumflex. Okay, now we're going to grab that energy from the Mingmen point, pull it around the waist and to the opposite hip, and then all the way down and off that foot. This is the belt flow. We'll do 2 on each side. This helps balance the upper and lower halves of the body. It's also a radiant circuit, and it helps get the penetrating flow moving. Good. Now let's come to the pubic bone, center of the pubic bone for the zip up. So we're going to inhale straight up the center of the body, all the way up overhead, and exhale down to the sides. And do it 2 more times. And now take your two middle fingers. One goes in the navel, the other one comes up to the brow. You're going to push in and pull up with both. This is your hookup. And it's fine to ask questions, so you can ask more questions if you have them. Just see what you notice as you do this. You're locking in all of this good work that you've just done, telling your body to stay here. And I've said a few times, holding a long hookup can be a really nice thing to do. I mean, you can lie down on the sofa and hold a good 10 to 15-minute hookup. I definitely recommend trying that. See what that does for you. Okay, we're going to release that and move into our additional sequence. So this is a sequence on inner openings or inner perceptual shifts. We're going to begin with the left hand and a three-finger notch at the top of your head. So this is thumb, index, and middle finger. We're right to the top of the head. We're working with the crown chakra here. And we're just going to hold this and breathe. Well, we're just going to let ourselves sink in here. And you want to think about opening up to higher perspectives, higher information, your higher self, your highest knowing. Opening up to all of that and bringing that into the shifts that you're experiencing right now. And allow that energy to expand. You may feel some opening and expansion as you do this. So I would just allow that energy to expand. So that breath is just my body moving energy. You don't need to do the same thing yourself, but notice what your breath does. It may do some different things than usual. Okay, now we're going to release that. We're going to bring that same three-finger notch to just below the base of the sternum. So you can kind of feel where the sternum ends. That's the breastbone. Go just a little bit below that. You're right over the diaphragm. This is a crossing point for the nadis. The nadis are a fascinating system. It's a very subtle system. The Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna are the three primary nadi channels, and those three channels cross in certain places, and this is one of those crossing points. The nadis are considered to be the energetic nervous system. And they communicate with the nervous system through the electrical energy of the body. And the heart is the main generator of electrical energy. So there's a connection there. So the nadis, we have those three primary channels, but there are estimates that there are just thousands of nadis. They're really small pathways that carry a lot of information, and they're a subtle system. So they're kind of like a higher level system, bringing in information from a higher vantage point, from more of a spiritual level. So again, thinking about your shifts in perspective, perception, connecting into the network of nadis. I have a few other videos here on YouTube about nadis. So if you're interested in more about that, look for those. We did a few sequences that really focused on the nadis. Okay. That's feeling really good. Now we're going to do an exercise from Ellen Meredith, who's a wonderful practitioner. This is called the porcupine reactivity hold. I'm going to back all the way up. So we're going to start at the very top of the head, and I'm going to have you imagine you're grabbing the energy from the top of your head. You're going to inhale and pull up, come all the way out to the sides with it, and exhale down, and then send it under your feet. Then you're going to grab the energy from under your feet. Just imagine. Inhale that up all the way out to the sides of your field, and exhale it down to the top of the head. Now we're going to do the same thing starting at the third eye. So you're starting right at your sixth chakra at the brow. Pull up and out and inhale. Exhale down to under your feet. And grab the energy from under the feet. Inhale it up. And exhale and land it at the third eye. So what that does is it resets any reactivity in the field, but it's also about resetting the field on a larger level and resetting triple warmer and the pericardium and their protective mechanisms. So we're going to bring a left hand in a 3-finger notch again to the third eye. So you're right here at your brow. So just find a nice, comfortable stance. Of course, you can do this sitting down also. Feel free to prop yourself if you need to. So we're moving right into the sixth chakra here, the center of perception. And I just want to think about what we've done so far. We worked with the seventh chakra, so opening up higher levels of perception. Then we moved into the nadis, that network of nadis. Then we moved out into the field to sort of reset and open up the field, be more receptive. And now we're moving deep into the sixth chakra, seat of perception. This is where all of your senses come together. So all of the sensory input that we take in, all the information about the world around us, comes into this sixth chakra and creates our perception of our reality. our perception of the world, our perception of ourselves. So think about that. And think about your vision here. Bring that in. Let's breathe that in and breathe it out. What are you stepping into? Opening up to the vision. Feeling it, smelling it, tasting it, hearing it, seeing it. Okay, we're going to release that. And now we're going to push up under the cheeks. This is a point on the small intestine line. I think the easiest way to find it is if you kind of come down from the outside corner of your eye under the cheekbone. You might feel a little notch in your cheekbone there. It can be hard to locate that notch. There is one. But if you're at the corner of the eye and going straight down, then you should be fine. So we're just going to press in here. Incidentally, this point is great for toothaches. But what we're doing with this here is we're tapping into small intestine's discernment. This is also a wind point. Wind points help clear unwanted energy from your system. So it's let's call it a way to clear, right? Putting it into the context of what we're doing, clearing out anything that might be blocking these perceptions, these perceptual shifts. And also small intestine has an aspect of discernment. So knowing what's right for you, feeling into that, making choices. Hi, Kirsty. This routine's creating an emotional cough. That's interesting. Yeah. And that's often the heart releasing excess energy. I would say, just think about whatever bigger process you're in, according to what's been going on in your life and changes you've been experiencing. And just set the intention to allow anything that needs to go to be released. It's interesting, this point. It's really moving some energy, and I'm feeling it particularly down into the heart area. So I just wanted to mention that since Kirsty just mentioned the emotional cough and releasing from the heart. Okay, now we're going to do another 3-finger notch right here at the thymus. That's at the center of the sternum. Usually there's a little prominence there that you can feel for. I'm still using my left hand. So the thymus gland corresponds with a minor chakra, the high heart chakra. And the high heart is where we experience those higher levels of the heart's emotions and emotional states. So unconditional love, bliss states, um, higher levels of compassion, joy. Opening up to that as part of your shift in perception. You're actually doing very deep work as you're in this process. So really be present with it. I mean, the more awareness you bring to it, the more you're going to get out of it. And the more deeply it's going to sink in. Okay, that will do it for today. So thank you all for joining me. You just did a lot of really good work. So sit with that, maybe journal a bit, see what comes up for you, but take advantage of that process. Okay, maybe I will see some of you today at 4 o'clock for the channeling. Again, you can always listen to that after the fact. You will still get the transmission, so don't worry. You'll still feel that energy. And I may see some of you tomorrow on the Insight Timer. Lots of yawning, right? Good. So that's a great sign of energy moving. Okay, everyone, have a great week. I will see you next week with a new sequence.